You share a success story or an example of how your brokerage has positively impacted a client's company, employee satisfaction, and retention?
Yeah, so I'd probably refer back to that health reimbursement arrangement that we put in for one of our clients, because this client was getting a 30% increase year
Mm-hmm.
over year, and that's just not sustainable to be able to just constantly be paying more for their health insurance at that type of rate. And
Mm-hmm.
so what we looked at, this particular client of ours had and I actually do have a case study on this as well, and be happy to provide or share that. But this client of ours had a very rich plan. They wanted to make sure that they were taking care of their employees and make sure that if they bring on a new hire, that employee and their family is having great health insurance coverage. So they had a very low deductible and low out-of-pocket plan, which is amazing and a great benefit by that employer. But by increasing 30% year over year, it was hard for them to sustain
Mm-hmm.
that. And so they were in that kind of battle of, do we continue to, eat that increase, or do we look at having the employees, by lowering our costs, we would have to raise our deductible and out of pocket, but they didn't want to give more exposure to their employees. And so what we looked at was adding on that health reimbursement arrangement
Mm-hmm.
and increasing their deductible and out of pocket level uh, significantly, really to as high as we could, which is the lowest monthly premium for that plan. And so by doing that, we were able to save, it was $500,000 in premiums for that employer. And so like, oh, this is great. I'm saving $500,000, but our employees just went from a very low deductible and out of pocket to a very high deductible and out of pocket.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to give that to our employees. And so that's where then we put the health reimbursement arrangement on to that plan. So any claim that happened, so previously when they had it was around a $250 deductible,
Mm-hmm.
the employee would have to first meet that deductible, and they would, before the insurance kicked in, where the employer agreed to reimburse every out-of-pocket cost for that employee. And so the employee went to the doctor, they would pay $100 out of pocket. The employer would then reimburse that $100 to make them whole.
Mm-hmm.
And so by having that health reimbursement arrangement on that high deductible plan, it actually took away all the employees' out-of-pocket costs, because anything that they paid out of pocket, the employer would reimburse. And the cost it was to actually reimburse, essentially self-insure that higher deductible out of pocket, was lower than the savings. They had about $500,000, and they would only be paying out around, a couple $100,000 in reimbursements